Hey guys, it's Erin and welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be giving my hedgehog, Ducky, a little bit of an upgrade. So you may or may not have seen my big cage video. I'll link it up above and then down below and stuff, where I showed you guys how to build a bin cage for a hedgehog. And although that cage did actually exceed the minimum requirements for a hedgehog, I wanted to upgrade and give my hedgehogs even bigger cages. So today, I'm gonna be filming myself building my hedgehog Ducky a CNC grid cage. Now, if you don't know what CNC grid cages are, I'll put a couple different pictures up on the screen so you can kind of get an idea. They're super common and super popular because you can kind of make them to whatever shape and size that you want it to be. But the thing with CNC grid cages is that the hedgehogs can sometimes climb the wires of the grid. So you have to line the inside with plastic so they cannot climb. But what I did instead is I bought these grids that are already made out of plastic. And I'll put the link down below of which one I bought. I just bought it off of Amazon. The whole pack of it costs $30, which is still cheaper than like a little guinea pig cage, which is gonna be half the size of what I am making today. But yeah, I just wanted to give her something a little bit bigger and a little bit more room for her to run around in. I've noticed she's been like really destroying her cage lately, like digging in her litter box and getting all the pellets out and just making a huge mess. So I kind of thought that maybe it could have been due to boredom or space issues. So I wanted to upgrade her, especially since I have plenty of time right now since we're all stuck in quarantine, and give her something bigger and better. So we're gonna be building a 4-foot by 2-foot CNC grid cage today. And before we get started, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, as well as hit that notification bell so that you know when I have more videos coming out. Without further ado, let's get started. I did nothing. Okay, and there you have it. It is 4 foot long by 2 foot long. Only thing I am probably gonna change later is I think I'm gonna zip tie these right here. The reason I didn't add those plastic things is because they stick up quite a bit. So if I would have put them in the middle, they would stick up, which obviously would be in the way. So I think what I'm gonna do is later on, I'll probably get some zip ties to connect those. That way they're not so loose because they're not connected to anything. But I mean, really, it's not bad. The whole thing took me about 15 minutes to assemble, and it's actually really sturdy, a lot sturdier than I thought it was gonna be. I'm super happy with it. I love the way it looks. It's nice and clean looking. So next up, I'm going to start adding all the goodies inside. Okay, hopefully you can't hear my upstairs neighbors because they're so freaking loud and all they do is stomp around. But anyways, so the first thing we're gonna do is add the fleece bottom. So I do have a little bit of a problem here. The fleece that I have is obviously for a much smaller enclosure and it's not cut to fit a cage this size. And with the coronavirus going on right now, fabric stores are not open. So I'm gonna have to kind of awkwardly use 2 pieces of fleece and fold them weird and basically just make it work for now until it is safe to go buy fabric. It's not that big of a deal. It's just not gonna look as pretty as it would if it was fitted correctly. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. So I think what I'm gonna do is put the house on this side because this fleece has multiple layers, so it's gonna be a lot softer and thicker. This is just one layer, which I prefer having multiple layers of fleece because it's more absorbent and it's, once again, softer on the hedgehog's feet. So I think this will be the sleeping side and this side will have like the wheel and everything else. Okay, so I have lots of little goodies right here that we're gonna use to make this a complete hedgehog setup today. So, of course, first off is the hide. Just like last time, I'm gonna take a thing of fleece and shove it in there. That way she can nose around and dig and hide and stay nice and warm in there. I got this little snuggle sack that I sewed for her. We're gonna put it in here, right over here. That way she can go in there and hide underneath it. I got a PVC tunnel tube for her to run through. This is a 4-inch PVC. I got it at Home Depot, but basically any hardware store will have these. They come in a bunch of different shapes. They're usually only a few dollars. I think this one was like $4 or $5. And so it's just a nice curved shape you can put right in the corner there. We're gonna put it actually in this corner here. Let's move the snuggle sack here. Of course, food and water dishes. And then this next thing's gonna be kind of a DIY project. So I'm gonna make my own little like dig box for her. So you can use any sort of like container. Once this whole quarantine is over, I'd like to get like an actual plastic storage container that I can just wash. But I found this in the cat food section. It's just a Greenies cat treat box. It's perfect because it has high sides in the back, but it's low in the front so she can crawl in. So what we're gonna do is we're going to use these little puff balls that I got. These were just like 97 cents each. It allows the hedgehog to mimic their natural behaviors and be able to dig and nose around in here. And you can also hide like dried mealworms and different treats in here for them to try to sniff out and find. But it's just a fun little dig box. Another thing with these puff balls, you want to make sure you get the ones that are at least 1 inch in diameter. That way they're not too small that they accidentally eat or swallow them. So you do want to make sure that they are at least 1 inch or larger in diameter. Now I got some extra toys. So she already had like these cat balls and this cute little hedgehog toy last time. But then I went and got this little birdie toy. She starts chewing on them. I'm gonna cut the feathers off. But I got this cute little birdie cat toy, as well as a little crinkle ball. And then, about as simple as it gets, I got a toilet paper tube and I just cut slits in it to make sure that she doesn't get her head stuck. And then last up is going to be the wheel and litter box. I have a second tunnel here, just like a twig branch tunnel. I don't know what kind of tunnel it is, but I got it in the small animal section, so it's cute. There's another tunnel, so put that there. And then I'm going to add some pellet cat litter for the litter box. There's a bunch of different brands you can use. There's Yesterday's News. There's this Vibrant Life from Walmart, which is what I'm using now. There's also Exquisite Cat that is sold at PetSmart and a few different brands I know. Just make sure you get the unscented kind. And yeah, so let me add this. Okay guys, and here is the finished cage. And one thing to note about hedgehogs, they really don't like a lot of open space. So if you are gonna do a cage like this, a large cage like this, you wanna make sure you cover the floor with plenty of things for them to do and or hide in. That way they don't feel like they're just stuck in the open and they can feel a little bit more confined and a little bit safer. That's why I have lots of toys, a couple tunnels, the dig box, all kinds of stuff to keep her busy. Okay, and I want to address one thing real quick. I had a lot of questions on my bin cage video about how to do heat in an open top cage like this, because a lot of people are used to like guinea pig or rabbit cages where you can just set a heat lamp on top of the wire top, but obviously there's no lid here. Now, with a regular CNC, like the metal cages, what a lot of people will do is they'll put an extra grid. It obviously is not gonna work with this type of cage, but they'll put an extra grid just right up top, just sitting on top here, and then they'll put the heat lamp on top. But what I do is I have these little clamps on my heat lamp. And so I can set it up here, and then the clamp, I clamp to a reptile rack that I have sitting next to my hedgehog cage. So you can clamp it to a bookcase or anything you want, honestly. Another option is to get one of these like lamp holders, and I'll put a picture of that up on the screen to hold your lamp above where you want. Generally, you'll put it above the sleeping area like the hut. Now, let's go ahead and add the most important part, the hedgehog. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I think Ducky is really gonna enjoy her new cage. As a matter of fact, she has already pooped all over her wheel, which I think in the hedgehog world is a sign of approval. So I am going to move the cage from my little dining room area into that room there. I just didn't want to film in there because it doesn't have the best lighting for filming. But anyways, I'm gonna move this cage and then I'm going to get Minnie's new cage all set up. Anyways, like I said, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you guys next time.